At my school, a bathroom was just shut down because a kid drew too many peni on the walls. I think you're the only ones who can answer the pressing question, how many penises must be drawn in a high school bathroom for it to be shut down? Is there a certain limit you can have before it gets to be too much? That's from In Distress in Indiana, and congratulations on finding a question that it is exactly at our skill level.
Let's just go down the line. 0, no, there's no problem. 1 penis. This is one of the worst options, I feel, because it's going to... Right. People are going to be curious about it. Maybe they haven't taken health class yet, and they don't know what's going on there. They don't know what that thing is.
Also, in this regard, I will say in this circumstance, size does matter. 1 giant penis drawn on the wall.
I want to be careful for this discussion that we don't get into the question of size. The person asked for a number, and I feel like we can arrive at the number if we bring size into it scientifically.
Absolutely.
So here's what I'll say.
Can we just establish, though, let's use just frame of reference for size. Big enough to see...
Yes.
On a regular bathroom visit, you would clock the penis.
But small enough that you don't go like, wow, that's a big picture of a penis.
So here's what I would say. First one is fine because first one you have plausible deniability. First one you can say, that's not a penis.
Huh. I'll also say this. First one is like, that could have been a situation where someone sat down in the stall with no intent of drawing a penis, but looked around and was like, there's no penis doodle anywhere. So I guess I'll put one on here.
Just to be scientific about this, I'm going to ask a question that I don't even know if needs asking. This is assuming testicles are present as well, right?
I mean...
Trav, I love you so much, pal. Have you ever just seen a shaft doodle, pal? With that?
No, this is what I'm saying.
A lot of the time, a penis drawing starts because you start drawing something, and you're like, that looks like balls. And then you do the rest of it based off of that. The idea that someone would draw a just shaft and then would be like, done, is wild. That's never happened in the history of humankind.
The first one is actually the hardest one to get past. Like, excuse my language. Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. It's
one of the worst ones, but it is like, you're not going to shut it down for 1, right?
No, I don't think you will. 2 is like totally inoffensive to me.
It almost blends in with the geometry. You know what I mean? It's almost like the textures that they designed for this bathroom had 2 penises.
And it's kind of nice because now they're not lonely.
You do think that. They have, oh, look at those friends, you think.
I would say like 2 and 3, not to like lump this together, but like 2 and 3, I appreciate because it removes for me the pressure to go clean up the 1. Because if there's 1, there's the stress of like, I should really go get the magic eraser and clean that up. If I see 3, I'm like, oh God, it's a bathroom. You know,
when I see 3, though, I assume they're gossiping, though, and that is that gets to be a little distracting.
For me, when I see 3, I have the thought, starting to be a lot of penises in here. I have the thought of like,
so 3 is your like, if we're in hot ones territory, 3 is like, okay, a little sip of milk.
I'm not going to tear down the stall and smash the toilet for 3, but I will have the thought, I hope this doesn't go any farther.
No, that is a tipping point, though. Think about that gum wall, you know, I think it's in, San Francisco, Seattle, the gum wall at the market. If you put 1 piece of gum on there, someone's just defaced that wall. 2 pieces of gum. Right. Okay, now, but after 3,
guys, this is
starting to be a thing
now. The important work that this show does is it finds truths that are truths that we didn't know or hear. Because, guys, I'm thinking about 4 penises in a bathroom, and I'm going ape shit. The lunatics are running the asylum. We are in absolute shutdown.
This is why it must be shut down, too. After 3, the tipping point from 3 to 4, students are now leaving to go to the bathroom. Just
it's becoming, it's a joke now. It's a joke.
If there's 4 on the wall, there's not going to be 4 on the wall for very long. If you ever see a bathroom stall with 4 penises drawn on the wall, enjoy it, buddy, because someone's going to get up there and make it 5 real soon, and then
4
6,
on the wall,
7.
grades start to fall. That's what I always say.
Now, this is interesting, guys. Here's what I've discovered. I'm more comfortable with 5 because it feels like 5 has reached a sort of pagan stabilizing power, right? It feels like there's a sort of like pagan energy that is being summoned by the sort of like de facto pentagram drawn by 5. 5 feels like in harmony with nature. If we could just get to 5 and stabilize,
that's the only one.
We'll be okay.
It's the only number post 3. It's like 1, cool. 2, friends. 3, 4, too much. 5, gentle pagan energy. 6 through infinity, that's too many dicks, dude.
If the 5 penis units have been drawn 4 side by side standing up and down, and then one drawn across as a slash mark, now we know that's a complete unit.
Well, we can't even
penises.
talk about of arrangement, right? Because if you had 4 penises on the wall, clearly that's a time to panic. Let me finish. If there's 4 penises on the wall, that's when you start to panic. But if they're drawn in like a cool Voltron, like they connect Voltron style and they form like a bigger dude, like obviously you're going to be like, wow, that's like a lot of these rules are suspended if they are beautifully drawn members that people like appreciate for
if
art.
it becomes like a mandala and people are adding.
Oh, God, an infinite fractal.
If you had 6 penises,
I'd go to the doctor.
but the school had been open for 60 years. And each of the peni represented a different decade of the school's history, and was dressed.
Oh,
that's
like
cool.
in a
Era
uniform, or
appropriate.
Like a groovy penis for the 70s.
So if I see that, and I'm like coming in as the vice principal of discipline or whatever, and I see that at Clarkson Community College, where I myself attended, and I see those 60 years of history represented on the wall, then for me, I'm like, well, I'm touched. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's kind of beautiful.
A beautiful tribute.
So if you do 6 historical ones, you're fine. Now 7, that to me, guys, starts to feel claustrophobic. I'm starting to feel like, where do I look where I'm not looking at a wiener now at that point?
The toilet could be perfectly clean, could be spotless, but I shut the door and there's 7 fucking pink wieners in there, man. I can't stay. That's too much for me.
7 feels judgmental.
Here's the thing that this is a really important point now that we've reached here at 8. Science tells us that the reason phone numbers are 7 digits long. 7 is about the biggest number that we can hold in our hand. Like 7 digits in our brain, rather. So like 8 through infinity, or I think, is like, can't even process. It's all penises. You can't distinguish at that point between 8 and 9. The mind can't distinguish.
At what point does it cross into the point of like genuine fear? Like unable to comprehend how this many discrete penises have fit. Like if there's 900 penises on the wall, you walk in and be like, Principal Wilson, you better get in here.
But if there's 900 penises of various shapes and size and artistic styles on the ceiling, suddenly it's like they should have sent a poet.
Whoa.
You know, like
the Dick Teen Chapel. Yeah, man.
You're not going to paint over it.
I would say there's also a tipping point where there are so many penises on the wall that they stop being individuals and becomes one battalion of penis. There would be a saturation point reached where all you think about is like a singular unit of units.
So
man,
8.
I think 4 is the lowest number.
If it hits 4, you need to take action.
If it goes past 4, don't take action and wait until it gets back to 8. At that point, you got to take action again.
So 4, blank, 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 8 through
and you
899.
Need to move the second you see 4, because if you take your time getting your bucket and Magic Eraser and you come back in, there's 5, you missed your window.
You missed your window.